Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab, in the wee hours in the morning, where I do what I do for you. I went from the book today. I'm going from the dome. I got a message to give to some people. It's a subliminal message for those who need to hear that. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message in the story, even subliminal. I give lessons for life. I give you life lessons that you can use, implement, and make it your own. That's what right thinking philosophy is about. That's what I do for you. Let's go. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help you help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know themselves with knowledge and understanding from my philosophical concepts. Let's go. Know thyself. I asked the question, it's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer to it, then I can help you with that too. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got something for you. A person who knows not and believes and think they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows not, excuse me, a person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my eye, be true. Today, right thinkers, let's talk about, and I want to make this point clear. Being intellectual don't make you spiritual. Let's talk about that concept because a lot of people think that they're smart and they got degrees and they no, no, no. Again, let's talk about it. Yes, obtaining and having knowledge is good to have if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, etc. Yeah. But spiritual knowledge is if you just want to be a good person. Big difference. So if you enter education, and that's fine, that's no problem. I'm doing the same thing. But it's not the end all be all. Why? Because knowing thyself is the end all be all, and spiritual knowledge is how you acquire that. So let's go. You can have your degrees from the HBC, all that good stuff, and all kinds of what professions. Yeah, that's fine. But that don't make you spiritual. Again, a degree in philosophy don't make me spiritual. With scholarly knowledge, here we go. Biblical knowledge, again, all dogma, and they all what fall short of what self or spiritual knowledge. I prove that for a fact. Again, I'm not here to debate or argue. I'm here to make a point, and my point is clear. Because you have knowledge of everything, and without knowledge of self, you're not spiritual. So let me explain it to you more as I go. Again, I'm gonna make my point. I have knowledge of self, aka spiritual truth or spiritual knowledge. But I use that spiritual knowledge. There goes the difference. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Knowledge ain't nothing if it's not implemented. I use it what I call spiritual discipline. I use my knowledge of God, my understanding of God to guide me to do the right thing on a day-to-day basis. That's spiritual. With spiritual knowledge, again, with that concept, what I'm giving you, biblical knowledge, I have spiritual knowledge, self mastery. I have biblical knowledge because I've been going to church for the last 10 years. So I'm understanding the biblical concept. I'm acquiring the knowledge. That's fine. So why? So I can use it to educate and enlighten my biblical people who understand the concept. So I can talk to you in your language. Okay? No other reason. But I have biblical knowledge. And the main thing is, where am I? I don't know my space. Oh, my claim to fame, street knowledge. I'm a master of streetology. Okay, I was a street runner. Streets didn't run me. I ran the streets. I had organized organizational crime running when I was in charge of the whole operation. So my street knowledge is part of my makeup also. That's what make right thinking philosophy. It ain't just spiritual knowledge. It ain't just biblical knowledge. It ain't just street knowledge. You put them all together, now you got something. You got right thinking philosophy. Let's go. Now, having book knowledge, intellect, that'll get you through life. Academia is a world of its own. I got a daughter that she's fluent in academia, master's degree, going for a PhD, but the point is that's what she do. She made that decision to do that, and I ain't got a problem with that at all. So I'm not hell bent on telling don't get knowledge. No, I ain't say that. But having that don't make you spiritual. I interject the spiritual knowledge into her intricately on my own and to get her to understand. I'm not trying to overwhelm her. I'm just trying to give her knowledge of herself. Again, that's what I do for you. Even her too. My son, I treat my kids the same way. If you think your degrees make you smarter or spiritually than me, you are highly mistaken. I'm not here to compete with degrees and have a knowledge of anything other than myself. So your degrees mean nothing to me because what? With your degrees, you're still spiritually ignorant. Why? Because your actions show that. Being smart and intelligent, but you act ignorant. What they say don't match what they do. Don't trust them. Mainly you. I have, again, Masonic knowledge, Master Mason, okay, all degrees. So again, I have a whole bunch of knowledge of things. I put them all together and I come up with all that knowledge. Still, what don't make me spiritual? My practice of spirituality makes me spiritual. Why? Because I live it. I live by spiritual discipline. That means I listen to a higher power, not myself. I know some highly intelligent people. I've been knowing them for a long time. I have Masons who was excellent in Masonic knowledge, but a-holes spiritually. Okay, so they didn't know themselves. Again, to have knowledge about everything except yourself is futile. Watch. I know some highly intelligent people, male and female, but they are spiritually ignorant because they rely on their knowledge. Think that's the end. No, they're not God conscious at all. Okay, so that's ego. That's all ego. But once you educate the ego, not enlighten it, but educate it, it thinks it's all that. No, yeah, that's what y'all guys who got the knowledge. Degree holders, that's y'all egos with a little bit of knowledge, but no knowledge of self or God. Moving on. But then y'all come into the arena and play the God game like you spiritual. You came to be a minister, and you ain't none of that. Should be an embarrassment to the cause that you represent as a man of God. You're not, you're a liar. Sorry about that. Get out of there. Leave me alone. Get out of there. Now, biblical knowledge is dogma. I understand that. Why? I know more about that book that y'all do. Y'all love profess it. I know it and I don't profess or follow it. And I live what? A spiritually disciplined lifestyle. Ain't got nothing to do with that book. Okay, that book didn't give me. I went to church when I told my pastor I was coming and hang out with them guys, fellowshipping. I didn't come to church to find God. I already knew God before I got there. I brought God with me. So understand that. If you're looking for God in all the wrong places, you're never going to find him. Know thyself and know God. Moving on. That's the concept. Now, when you practice right thinking philosophy daily, that's the way to what? Become spiritually enlightened. I'm proving that fact by the people who signing on, the people who starting to tune into me, the people starting to pay attention to my philosophical concept and using it for yourself, and all saying it worked. Not bragging, just making a point. Again, when you're good, you ain't bragging when you tell somebody what you're doing. Like Bird with the best at it, they call it trash talking. No, it's to let you know how good I am. I know how good I am. You can be spiritually You can be spiritual and not be intellectual. Yeah, my grandmother, my spiritual mother-in-law, don't have no higher education, no college degrees, but they just as spiritual as can be. My mother-in-law said, I don't know who Mayat is, but I've been living her all my life. See, you can be spiritual and not be intellectual. My point again, proven. My grandmother said, grandson, I got a 6th grade education, but you can't fool me. I know God. Best advice could ever be given to me. Why? Because I'm not hell-bent on what y'all claim to be educated. No, I'm more concerned with having common sense and knowing myself. I'm not agitated this morning. Calm down, dude. Relax. Yeah, I guess you know how I do. When we talk about us, God, living right thinking philosophy daily will do what? Make you spiritually enlightened and a better person. Simple. That's what I'm telling you. I ain't offering nothing else. If you want to be a better person, be your best self, practice my philosophy, and you do just that. Knowing thyself, trust me. Knowing thyself is what I want all my right thinkers to do. Why? Because it is the best knowledge you can obtain. You don't need scholarly degrees to be just as spiritual as me. Mm. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. Sure ain't no CEO. But I do have self-knowledge, aka I got a master's degree in knowing me. What you got? Oh, I got a degree. Okay, but do you know you? Obviously you don't. So get your degree in yourself. How about that? AKA know thyself. Come and get some knowledge of self. Again, segue. Self-mastery is the better than any doctors, lawyers, master's degrees. As far as I'm concerned. Because having those degrees don't make you spiritual. Okay. I am a jack of all your degrees that you have, trust me. But I am a master of myself. You can be a jack of all trades. You got to master one. And the one I mastered is knowing thyself. Which one you got? Oh, I'm don't punch you in your face. Knowledge of the spirit, which makes you spiritually intelligent, knowing thyself, having understanding and gaining the mythological stories, reflecting on them, meditating on them, implementing them, and find out for yourself. It works. That's what I did. Spiritual knowledge is what? Having God knowledge. You learn it, and more important, having knowledge don't mean jack. Having spiritual knowledge means less. If what? You're not living it. You get it to live it. I'm learning so I can teach. Before I teach it, I got to live it. I'm living it. I'm learning so I can live it. And then what? Teach it. That's what I do for you. Moving on. With spiritual knowledge, aka when you reach knee-highs or self-discovery, whatever you want to call it, knowledge of the higher self, that's you knowing God. Simple as that. And if you know that, and you claim that, and you still acting like the devil, you're a liar. Okay? With self-knowledge, what happens? At death, you will be able to what? Have a light heart. Okay, remember you got the way the heart, living right, doing the right thing. That's what lightens your heart. Deceitfully treating people nasty and doing the wrong thing, your heart ain't gonna be light worth a damn. Sorry about that. Remember, this is a subliminal message. I'm talking to you. I'm sending you a message. Yo, I'm gonna give it to you too. Yeah. Righteousness, virtuous living is available to who? Anyone who choose to live it. I'm just giving you the opportunity to listen. I know what I used to do. I'm going to do this. Why? Because this might help me out and do what I need to do. That's what he claimed. It's working for him. I'm going to try it. If a man guarantees you something, if a man show you he's using what the product that he's trying to sell you, you should be taking, you know, advantage of that situation. Why? Everybody ain't doing that. I take my spiritual knowledge seriously. Okay, and I'll take my spiritual knowledge over any other knowledge because knowing thyself is the right way of life. That's my way that I choose. Now, what you do is on you. I choose to do what I do, and if you want to do what I do, that's what I'm doing it to help you. I ain't making you do nothing. I ain't no. This is my choice. I appreciate you too. Let's go. I know it. You can do anything and be anywhere else. Like my man say, but you check me out. My pastor say, you didn't think it's robbery to come and get your lesson. I'm here every day doing what I do for you. All you got to do is come and get it. Let's go. That's wrapping it up. Hope you enjoy this lesson. Spiritual knowledge, intellectual knowledge equals what? Wisdom, aka knowledge of self. This is knowledge of self. I got a whole bunch of stuff I can build around there, and it's all gonna come back to knowledge of self. That's the point in the circle. That means you circumscribing your bounds for yourself. That's Masonic knowledge too. I forgot the compass and the square. We use it for no. You can use. I use my knowledge for a more noble and glorious purpose to serve yourself and your higher self and help others to do the same. I'm moving on. Intellectual knowledge is good, and I respect it. Spiritual knowledge, okay, makes it even better. If you got both, you're good. But if you think one, no, intellectual knowledge, nah, I ain't gonna get it. Spiritual knowledge, we'll get it. You got to have intellectual knowledge, but you got spiritual knowledge, so you can have one without the other. They ain't synonymous, okay? Trust me, that's what I'm trying to explain it to you. If you think I'm smart, I'm intellectual, I'm spiritual, no, you're not. Okay, you're an a-hole. You're spiritually ignorant. That's what a-holes are. Knowing about God, again, watch this. Knowing about God, not believing in God. Knowing about God and having general knowledge equals wisdom. Why? Because your knowledge of God and you live in the way you should going to bring forth to you what? The results of blessings for doing the right thing. That's where wisdom comes in. That's knowing thyself. When you know, when you do the right thing, you'll be blessed. Would you think about doing anything else? I'm just saying. A college degree is good if you want to earn money intellectually. That's fine. That's what you got to do. That's the name of the game. But spiritual mastery, self mastery, ain't no price on that. You do that for life. I ain't just trying to accumulate a bunch of no. I want to be able to live a certain way that's going to guarantee me long life. So spiritual living, spiritually disciplined people live long life. Why? They're not doing things that want to shorten their life with dumb stuff. You don't need college degrees to know thyself. First of all, just practice right thing philosophy and listen to me. I got you. I get you there. I ain't offering the degrees. I'm offering knowledge of self. If you want that, I'm your man. Let's go. Wrapping it up. That's why my spiritual gumbo, that's what I call it, because it got a little bit of everything. Intellect, intellectual knowledge, street knowledge, spiritual knowledge, all that goes into making self-knowledge, aka right thinkers. That's what we want to use. Everything that we can to get us where we want to go, which is to know ourselves. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'm out. I got other things to do this morning.